In this work, we talk a lot about archetypes and the energies that are in us as human beings. And one of the profound ones is sort of this dragon energy, which is really a connection to the divine archetype, a connection to God. The central idea from this, and this comes from Robert Moore's work, is that the face you turn toward the dragon is the face the dragon turns toward you. If you try to kill the dragon, he will try to kill you. And he, she, it is larger and more powerful than you are. But if you honor the dragon, it will honor you. If you're no longer afraid of your shadow and you're no longer embarrassed by your gold, you're ready for the dragon training. Because the dragon training will show how you can use both your shadow and your gold to enrich your life, to nourish you, and to really accomplish what you were put here to do. So the dragon, this is where the dragon lets you ride him. If your mission is to go west, you can start walking west. But if you have a relationship with your dragon, he'll come down, extend an arm, and say, Sobrost, which means mount. He'll say, climb on my back, I'll take you there. And he'll fly you west. And if you want to go west, that's the way to go. There are two powerful channels through which dragon energy comes. One is the channel of the predator. The other is the channel of the sovereign or the king. As a practical matter in your life, it's love without sentimentality and power without arrogance. Predator is the energy of killing to eat, which is perfectly human and certainly part of our biological heritage. We have that instinct. Now that can go awry, especially in our civilized culture, where that energy, that instinct to dominate and control someone else can get us in trouble. And the culture tells us to control it, to essentially put that in a cage, lock it away, put it in a dark place, and never go there. Well, that works until it stops working. And when it stops working, that energy can break out of its cage, come out of the closet, jump out of my life, and do some pretty crazy things. And many of us, we tend to experience this more when we're young, but many of us have experienced it. I wasn't myself. I don't know what came over me. I was possessed. There's truth in these languages. Well, there's a better way to deal with this energy than to repress it. And that is to acknowledge it, to own it, to have a relationship with it in a way that it gets some airtime and ritual space, but also in acknowledging it, I have the power of choice over it. See, the risk isn't that as human beings we're killers. The risk is that we deny our capacity to kill. If I accept this capacity in myself, I have the power of choice over it. And not only that, I can direct that energy into other things. I can use that energy to protect, to defend, to nurture. I can direct it to creative purposes. But I have to have a relationship with it. These energies want outlets. They're simply natural. They're not good or bad. They're just natural forces. The river wants to flow. Give the river someplace to flow, and it will flow merrily along. Dam the river up, and it will eventually flood the whole world. That's the metaphor. We're going to give it useful channels to flow through. One of the risks of the dragon, one of the risks of doing this work, is you begin to think that you're doing it. That rather than I'm an instrument of God, I am God, or rather than these energies are flowing through me, that they're coming from me, that I'm the source of them. Now, if you believe that, and it's a risk, I've seen many doing this kind of work get caught up in that, and it's like a balloon getting overexpanded, and they begin to look ugly. They lose the human perspective. They stop being human and get overinflated. So there is a particular necessity in dealing with these energies to stay human. At the same time, to let these powerful energies move through you. We have in us these two energies, the desire to own, control, to be rooted someplace, and the desire for freedom and to fly everywhere. And we need to make peace between these two parts of ourselves. And if we can have a life that's profoundly fulfilling and still human. I've been being prepared to do this training for 20 years. All my experiences in the warrior training, a half a dozen other trainings, King's training, shadow work, Moore's work, and my own life experience is preparing me to help many tap into these energies in a healthy way so that they can nourish them and be informed by them, be energized by them, at the same time stay grounded. This is a way for you to step through your shadow without fear, carry your gold without embarrassment, and be on your mission. And be on your mission, not just walking, but be on your mission riding a dragon. If that's of interest to you, then you need to do the dragon training. If you hear what I'm saying with that, if that's ringing something in you, then you need to do the dragon training.